All right, this is your essay 1, the expository essay, specifically your example essay assignment. All right, we're going to go over this fairly quickly because you can always read this, okay? This will be done in a 5-paragraph essay. It will include an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. This means that you must write 5 full paragraphs. That means at minimum 5 sentences apiece. You should have a topic sentence, at minimum 3 body sentences, and a conclusion sentence. All right. I will not accept any missing or incomplete paragraphs. These will take points away from you. Word count should be between 500 and 750 words long, which means your essay at completion should be between 2 to 3 pages long. Okay? Which really means that your paragraphs should probably be longer than 5 sentences, but at minimum 5 sentences. All right, expository essay explained. An exposition refers to prose whose primary purpose is giving information. However, a good expository essay is more than a collection of facts, figures, and details. First, an expository essay should contain a thesis statement clarifying the writer's purpose and position. Then the essay should be organized so that the body paragraphs explain and support that thesis. That's where that essay map comes in. There are a variety of ways to organize an expository essay depending on your purpose. One of the most common strategies or patterns of organization is development by example. This is the strategy you will employ for your first English 101 essay. Examples in an essay support, clarify, interest, and persuade. Your task is to provide carefully chosen specific examples to back up your essay's primary claim in an example essay. For your example essay, you must follow the point example format. The point example format requires that each body paragraph have a topic sentence and several major supporting points. One or more concrete examples should support each point. You should have a concluding sentence at the end of each paragraph. Okay. From here, we're going to go over and look at the topics. Let's see. Yeah, these are your topics. So, you have to be able to provide 3 examples for each, for the topic that you choose, okay? You have your choice of 15 topics. I am open to an outside topic, but you must get my approval before you go outside of this topic list. If you do not, I will give you a 0 on the paper. So don't go outside this topic list without getting my prior approval. Don't do it. All right, some of the topics. Why do you admire a particular person? Okay, I admire my mother. Why do I admire my mother? My mother was a paramedic. My mother overcame alcoholism. My mother was a single parent who raised 2 daughters by herself. Those are 3 reasons, those would be in my essay map, of why I admired my mother. If you were an animal, which would you be and why? Why do you want to become a writer, a teacher, an architect, an EMT, a nurse, a police officer, whatever profession you would choose? How important are families to us? Explain your point of view. Why is a dog, cat, parrot, tiger, fish, whatever, the perfect pet, and why? If you could live another person's life for a day, whose would you choose? Why? Describe the major stress factors in your life and how you manage them. What book would you like to write and why? Bullying in school, how can it be prevented? What are 3 ways you plan to change the world? What is your favorite song, book, painting, sculpture? Why is it your favorite? Now remember, you must use examples to describe why is it your favorite. You cannot simply state This is my favorite because it is the greatest song ever. You can't prove that. That is quantitative. No one can prove that. Don't try. You can't do it. Okay? Don't try that. It's not the best. It's not the goodliest. It's not the fairest in the land. Don't try to prove such things. You must have concrete, reasonable answers as to why it is your favorite. Does it remind you of your religion in some way? Does it remind you of a good circumstance that happened in your past? Does it remind you of your true love? Something a little more concrete than that has to be used for an example. If you could be a mythical creature, a mermaid, a vampire, a fairy, a siren, a leprechaun, which would you be? Why? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? Who would you consider to be your idol? Why? What would be your ideal job vocation? Why? You must have 3 examples. Those are your essay map items to back up whatever topic you choose, okay? All right, back to the assignment. Pre-writing. Choose a topic based on your personal experience, something you are interested in sharing with others, and something you are knowledgeable enough about that you will have no difficulty filling your paragraphs with details and examples. Use at least one pre-writing brainstorming technique to generate ideas for your essay. Listen, guys, this is very important. You do not want to skip this step. It really will help you come up with ideas in those essay map items, okay? You might go through half that topic list just through doing this and trash them because you realize you can't come up with enough concrete examples to use for that topic, okay? You don't want to go any further if you can't get those concrete examples. This essay is called the example essay for one particular reason. It uses examples. I'll go, so what does this essay stand on? And they'll go, the thesis statement. Well, yes, but it also stands on those essay map items, those examples. It's called an example essay for a reason. You better use examples. If you don't, you will not make a good grade. All right, topics. You will choose your topic from the attached list. I say 10 items, but there's actually 15. Let me change that. It's not necessary to do any research for this essay. As a matter of fact, if you do any research for this essay, you will get a 0, so don't do that. Use your own experiences and use examples you already know to formulate your paragraphs, which will be your evidence. Here are some examples of 3 thesis statements. The ghost tour in St. Augustine, Florida takes you to several haunted places in the city. Anne Rice is an excellent horror author, writing on vampires in a relatable way. The first Nightmare on Elm Street was the best of the series. All right, brainstorming. Once you've figured out what topic to pursue, use at least 1 or 2 is even better of the brainstorming techniques that we've discussed to generate ideas, to get your examples. All right, audience. Remember to define an appropriate audience for your essay. You want to consider their age, gender, educational level, interests, experiences, everything that we talked about already in previous lectures and stuff, okay? You want to remember I am not your only audience. There will be a peer review process. So you want to consider that entire audience that you're going to be writing for, okay? So you need to focus on what you need to tell all of your audience. The thesis statement, you've read and learned about that. I'm going to let you read that stuff to yourself. So using your topic, formulate a thesis with one main idea, which is your assertion, and decide on 3 points to develop the assertion. This is the essay map, and these will be your topic sentences also. So I kept 2 of the above examples. The ghost tour in St. Augustine, Florida takes you to several historic haunted places in the city that will enlighten you on the local ghosts. Some of the places you tour is the Castillo de San Marcos, where prisoners haunt the jail cells, the Wax Museum, where there is a chamber of horrors that an old hanging victim haunts, and the graveyard located outside of the Cathedral Basilica of St. Augustine, which is haunted by a slew of ghosts who died from a malaria outbreak. Now, your thesis can be done in one sentence or in two sentences. Most people decide to use the because as leading into their essay maps, and that's perfectly fine. You have to remember I have a master's degree, so mine are going to be a little more progressive maybe than yours is going to be in the beginning, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with simple. Anne Rice is an excellent horror author. I don't know why I can't say those two words together very well. Writing on vampires in a relatable way. She takes her monsters, such as Lestat, and makes them seem almost like us, as they express their fears, love, and hatred for other vampires in such a way as to make her readers feel compassion for what should be just relentless killers. If you do not have a thesis statement or map, your essay will fail. Additionally, your thesis statement must address the topic, and if your thesis statement does not make the same assertion that is present in the topic, your thesis statement will be considered off topic. Okay? All right. Next, we're coming to the outline. Now, I'm going to do a small lecture on outline that shows you how to set this up in Word, because some of you may not know. So you're going to create an outline that includes the title, the essay number, the class, English 101, and that's for your heading, which you can see down here. The outline should be done in complete sentences. This is not a topic outline. This is a complete sentence outline for this first one, okay? The only topic outline you'll do will be for your last essay, essay 4, which is your argumentative essay with research. So you'll have your thesis, you put your title here, you'll have the thesis and essay map first. Do not forget this, many students do. Please have this first. Then you're going to put a number 1 with the introduction on that line. You're going to have A, interesting information that leads into the thesis. You're going to have your thesis statement with your thesis map. Yes, you're going to restate it. Then you're going to have your transition sentence into your first body paragraph. Then you're going to have your number 2. You're going to have your topic sentence written here. Don't you write topic sentence right there. You write the topic sentence. Then you're going to write your evidence example. They are the same thing. Your evidence and your example. Your concluding sentence and transition into your next paragraph. Now, somewhere in here, you need to remember between that B and that C, there should be some type of analyzation going on. You need to analyze this example, this evidence stuff, and relate it back to this thesis statement. Do you understand? You've got to make a connection between your examples and your thesis statement, and it should be between this B and this C. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, then you're going to do the same thing for each of these other 2 paragraphs. Then you're going to have conclusion. Now, this can remain the word conclusion, just like for introduction. You're going to reinforce your thesis statement. Do not, I know many of you have been taught in high school, to simply restate your thesis statement. Those days are gone. You do not restate baldly your thesis statement and essay map, okay? You reinforce it. Say something about this paragraph and come to a conclusion. Say something about this paragraph and come to a conclusion. Say something about this paragraph and come to a conclusion. And then relate it all back to that thesis statement. That is how you handle that. Okay? That's where you tie all your evidence and examples together. You tie it back to that thesis statement. I call this your Eureka Sentence. What did you learn from writing all of this? You should have learned something. Something, some little profound thing. Do you still believe when you get here the assertion you made here? Did you? Is this ghost tour in St. Augustine still worth the money? Did you believe there were real ghosts there? That's what this is. That's what this really is about. Okay? I give you tips on introductions and your bodies here and your conclusion. Do not forget your title. Do not title this thing Essay 1, the example essay. That is not a title. Do not put your thesis up there. Don't put your topic up there. Your title should grab your reader, make your reader go, I want to read this essay. Am I going to put St. Augustine up there? Should I put Ghost Tour up there? I'm going to say something like, attention, ghosts found in St. Augustine. Something a little more exciting than just saying St. Augustine is haunted. Well, if anybody's got any grits, they know that St. Augustine is haunted. I mean, it's only like the first human settlement outside of an Indian one, Native American one, in all of North America, right? It's older than the Puritan settlement. So, I would expect maybe it'd be haunted a little bit, right? Alright, so other areas of concern, focus and unity. As stated above, be sure to address the topic. You first do this by making the assertion in your thesis statement that is made in the topic. For example, if you choose a movie, TV series, book, etc. that is informative, your thesis statement should not say, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a television show that I enjoy watching because, well, how are you going to prove that? And why? You'll see me write on your paper. So what? Because you say so? Because you're the only one who could prove that otherwise. Nobody else can, and frankly, is anyone else going to care? Your thesis should instead say, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a television show that is informative because. Also, if the topic calls for a personal response, provide a personal response. Remember to maintain focus throughout the essay. In other words, the essay should exhibit unity. Don't get off topic in the second or third paragraph. If you are trying to prove that cats are better than dogs, don't say because I like cats better than dogs. Yeah, okay. And you're going to prove that how? Why does anyone care if you like cats better than dogs? You have to make sure that somebody's going to care whether this statement is true or not. Okay? Nobody's necessarily going to care whether or not you like that cat better than that dog. Alright, coherence. Be sure that your ideas flow logically and smoothly. Does your organization make sense? Transitions both between and among paragraphs will help with this. There is a handout in your modules on transitions. I believe there might be a PowerPoint up as well on transitions. I would look at those if you're not familiar with them. Grammar and sentence structure. Okay, you want to make sure that you pay attention to this. You do not want to be seen as functionally illiterate. What that means is that you are described reading and writing skills that are inadequate with everyday life demands. I'm pretty lenient most of the time when it comes to grammar and punctuation. However, if it becomes excessive, you will lose points. If you look here on your rubric, There's a list of everything, okay? Uses simple sentences. That's kind of over in the inadequate. Vocabulary is unsophisticated and not used properly in straightforward sentences. Uses subject-specific vocabulary too sparingly. Okay? So, you know, you kind of get into some problems in that punctuation and mechanics. Too many punctuation and or mechanical errors. You know, you want to be careful. Okay? Because it does affect your essay. Proofread, edit, edit. Alright, requirements. I've already told you about the word count. Your final copy should be typed, double-spaced with 1-inch margins all the way around the paper. Use Times New Roman 12-point font style and size. Your heading beginning 1 inch from the top of the first of the page and flush with the left margin, that is over here, not your right margin, that is over here. Should contain your name, my name, not Monday and Wednesday, sorry. That's from a bygone class. You hit save here. And the due date on a separate line. Double spacing between the lines. Your entire essay and outline should be double spaced. Okay? Now listen to me, folks. See that date right there? You're probably going to go from your rough draft and revise it and use it for your final draft after the peer review and everything. Don't forget to change your date. If you leave a rough draft date on here for your final draft, I'm taking a point off because you're not paying attention. Alright? You should also have your last name here where this essay 1, the example essay is, in this header, and your page number right there. Okay? Research material should not be used in this essay. If you use research material, you could be charged with plagiarism, which could have severe consequences, so don't do it. You haven't been taught how to use MLA, so you shouldn't be doing research because you won't know how to cite it correctly. So don't do it. Requirements for this essay. You are going to required to have a Canvas conference. I'm using multiple times this week. Show up for one. If you can't show up for one, you better be emailing me or calling me or something so that we can make other arrangements, okay? I just want to make sure that you have a clear idea that you don't have questions. A lot of you are not showing up for the web meets and you're not really doing the discussion boards. I just want to touch base with you and make sure that you understand this assignment, okay? Thesis statement and essay map submission for approval, your sentence outline, a rough draft, peer review, and then your final draft. Now I want you to understand the math. The total points for this essay are 100 out of 100. However, if you fail to turn in the, not this. Let me go in and change that. Fail to Alright, if you fail to attend one of the campus conferences or turn in the thesis statement essay map, submission for approval, sentence outline, rough draft, or do the peer review, you will lose 5 points for that missing component. This stuff here, this is all called your pre-work. Now all you'll get, it shows in Canvas incomplete or complete, that you did it or you didn't do it. However, if you didn't do it, when I go to grade your paper, this final draft, you're going to be subtracted 5 points for what you don't do. Now, please understand something really big here. These two right here, they kind of go hand in hand. If you don't turn in that rough draft, you don't have anything to do a peer review with. You will not lose just 5 points. You will lose 10 points. Right off the bat, you can't make anything higher than a 90. You have lost a letter grade. So, think about that, okay? Are you really sure you're going to make a perfect score on this essay? I doubt it. I've never had it happen. So you really want to watch that. So you really do. So that's what I'm telling you here. So you don't want to skip these assignments. The essay's final copy must be submitted in an electronic form on Canvas through the Turnitin.com plagiarism checker. If I have at any point warned you that you are not doing something correctly with your submissions on those word prompts, you want to get your poop together. You want to call me. You want us to figure it out. You want to find out why it's not going through Turnitin.com. I will not take any essay that does not filter through that Turnitin.com. I will just give you a 0. Period. No discussion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you don't contact me before, don't you dare call me afterwards and go, you gave me a 0 because it didn't go through Turnitin.com. And I'm going to go, you know, there's a lecture on assignment 1. I guess you didn't listen to it. And I told you then that I didn't have no pity for you, because I told you that if you were having problems, you need to call me. So this is your warning. And if you don't hear it, that ain't on me, dudes. I'm telling you now. Okay? So if you need help with formatting or posting to Canvas, you need to ask me before the due dates. Don't call me the day that this thing is due and everybody start, I need help. No. Because I'm fixing to show you how to do some of this stuff. Alright, we're going to pull up a Word document. Hold on, I got 10 billion things up in here. Alright, so mine is automatically set for whatever reason to this. So I put it back over on left justify. Mine is automatically set. Somebody's been messing with my settings. I'm fixing to lose my potatoes. Alright, left, double, 0 point, set as default. No, all my documents. Okay, I don't know who messed with that. So now my thing is set like it's supposed to be again. Times New Roman, 12-point font. So to set this to Times New Roman, you go to Times New Roman, put it on the 12-point font. Okay. Come over here to paragraph. See that little thing in the corner? Hit it. You hit your alignment left. Don't mess with. You just want to hit. Make sure it's on body text. You don't want to do anything with anything up here. You get down here to your spacing. Lots of times there's going to be like a weird number in here, 8, something like that. Make sure it's set to 0. You're going to go over here. Lots of times this thing is set to single. Set it to double. Then you're going to hit set as default. All documents based on the normal template. Reason being is I can guarantee you almost every paper you're going to write in college is going to be set for these. Now you're going to go to layout. See this margins? You're going to hit this little tab here. See that 1 inch? You want to make sure it's on 1 inch margins. That's at your margins for that 1 inch all the way around this paper. Okay. You want to make sure that's done. Let me look at my notes. All right, then you're going to come up in here. You're going to click in this heading. It's going to click over to this, header and footer. You're going to go to page number, top of page. You're going to pick this one, plain number 3. You're going to put your last name here. Oop, I misspelled my own name. Hit the space bar. Yeah, it tells me my own name is. Guess I should add that to dictionary. Click back into your paper. Okay. Then in your heading, you're going to write your name. I'm just putting name, but put your name. Then you're going to write my name. Then you're going to write essay 1, semicolon, and then whatever the assignment is. Whether it's your outline, your rough draft, whatever. Then you're going to put ENG 101. You hit your tab, and then whatever due date you have. I'm just going to use today's date, which is Saturday, but whatever. 2021. And say this is an outline. So we're going to tab over. Actually, we're not going to tab over. We're going to hit that center thing so it centers. And your title would go here. Do not use title for a title, please, people. You'll give me the hiccups. You'll go back over here. Actually, this isn't going to be. I'm showing you how to do the final draft or your rough draft. Either one would be the same. You're going to hit your tab button. It's set for the correct tabness, okay? Then you're going to start writing your paragraph, and it's going to go blue-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's automatically set for wrapping around, and it's going to wrap around, and wrap around, and wrap around, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, period. New paragraph. You're going to hit your tab button, and you're going to okay? And that is how you're going to do your drafts. And that is how you set your paper up. Okay? Any questions? Now, when I do the outline essay, I'm going to do the same thing and show you how to do this again, but how to do it for your outline. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to close this. Don't need to save it. And then I'm going to make sure I don't have anything else I need to say here. And I don't. There's going to be a very short lecture on expository writing. It's just to give you a little more detail. We'll do more than one type of expository writing, but you need to remember that this particular essay depends on examples. Examples are your evidence for this essay. Never forget that. That is the point of this essay. All right. Bye, guys.